Hi and welcome to this first video in WordPress training, and in this video we're going to be looking at installing WordPress the simple way with a couple of clicks using Softaculous, which is available inside of a cPanel hosting. And if you haven't got cPanel hosting, I recommend you get it. It gives you a lot of extra features that are available for stats like traffic. You get shopping carts that are free, you get forums, there's so much. And for something like this, for example, where we're installing WordPress, it's so quick and easy to do. So first of all, you want to log in using the username and the password that your hosting provider gave you. And once you log in, you'll get this: do you need help getting started? You can put no. And then you're going to have a screen which has got preferences, mail, SEO tools, files. We want to scroll down until we see the WordPress here. You see there's Softaculous here and it gives you reminders. Now I'm going to click Softaculous here. And it's going to tell me that I've actually got 2 installations of WordPress already, but I want to go ahead and install another one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in this video how you install to a subdirectory or subfolder on your domain. If you watch our other install video on WordPress which walks you through installing it manually, then in that one we install it on the root or the main part. Now the difference is, I'm just going to bring down my browser here and show you. Okay, so if we were installing on the root of our domain, which is actually the main domain itself, so this site is called hostthis.info, for example, it's just a demo training site. And if you were to come to this domain and I'd installed it on the root directory, then in this particular case, you would see the WordPress here on this page. When you install to a subdirectory like we're going to do, then you put it in a folder which you name. So for example, it might be a blog because we want the front page to represent the front part of our site, and we want to put it in a subdirectory which is called blog for people to use our blog. So it depends how you're going to be using WordPress, and you need to think about it. Do you want it to be the main part of your site, therefore you just install it on the root, or would you like it in the subfolder like we're going to? In this case, we're going to name a domain. So we're going to install it, so we choose to hit install. And we keep the protocol as it is. The domain we also select here. Now the directory, so this is what I was telling you about before. If we're going to have it as blog, for example, we can call it blog. We can leave the database names and the prefix as it is. The site name, we want to give it a title. So for example, you might want to give it a name and a site description. You don't need to install multi-site or enable it unless you know what you're doing. In our case, we're just going to have a standalone. Then with the username, I recommend that you don't use admin, because when you start getting hack attacks, when you're getting a lot more traffic, the bots out there usually use that as its first choice to try and use as a username. So it's always better to use something different, and perhaps your first initial and your surname, or just a first name, or something else that's not going to be so quite easy for people to guess. So you put that in here, and then you've got this little key here, and when you start clicking, you'll start getting different passwords, and you can either enter your own if you want to, and this tells you how good it is in respect of its strength, and you can keep clicking if you want to see one that you prefer. And then when you're happy, just make sure you keep a note of that somewhere. Choose the admin email address which you're going to be contacted on. Then limit login attempts. I normally leave this unchecked. You can do it if you want to, but it's often best to leave it at this stage. And on the advanced options, you can either disable upgrade notifications, you can auto upgrade, you can automatically backup, you can do a backup rotation. It's entirely up to you. So you can choose to backup perhaps once a day, and then say the backup rotation is limit, it will start restoring over the other one, so after 5 days it will renew. It's entirely up to you how often you back up your blog. And once you're happy with that, you can also send email installation details to your email address if you want to get the password and details that you used, and then you go ahead and you hit install. So it'll start going through checking the submitted data and making sure everything's okay. It tells you it can take up to 3 to 4 minutes, but in my experience it doesn't take that long at all. And as you can see, off it goes, and then once it's finished, it's going to tell you, and it says it's been successfully installed, and it's giving you the directory name. We just went with WP for WordPress in the end. It tells you the admin login, and that will be then using the username and admin code that you used. So we can go ahead and check this. If we click the link, we can put in our username and password and ask it to remember us if we like, and then we just go ahead and log in. And that's it, we're logged into our dashboard of our blog, and if we want to, we can go here to visit site. We can just either left click it, or we can right click and open a new tab if we want to see it in a separate tab. And you can see, have a look at what your site looks like at this stage, and this is with the pre-installed WordPress theme. And that's how you install using Softaculous through cPanel. Thanks for watching.